In the quiet and culturally rich village of Amauri, where the air carried the scent of fresh earth after rainfall and the evenings were filled with laughter and folk tales, two young boys grew up side by side like brothers. Their names were Ikena Okafor and Somto Nwankwo. Amauri was a village where everyone knew each other. The mornings began with the crowing of roosters, women sweeping their compounds, and children rushing off to school with hopes of a brighter future. It was in this humble yet lively place that the strong bond between Ikena and Somto was formed. From their very first day at Community Secondary School Amauri, they became inseparable. Ikena was known for his intelligence, discipline, and neatness. His uniform was always well-ironed, his books complete, and his handwriting admired by teachers. His father worked as a civil servant, and his mother ran a small provisions shop. Though not wealthy, they ensured their son lacked nothing essential. Somto's story was different. His mother was a hardworking woman who fried akara by the roadside every morning, while his father had long been absent. Many days, Somto came to school hungry, sometimes without proper books, yet he never allowed his situation to break his spirit. Despite their differences, their friendship blossomed beautifully. During break time, Ikena would quietly split his food into two. "Take, Somto," he would say. Somto would often protest, "You need it too. We will both eat and be strong," Ikena would reply with a smile. They studied together under the dim glow of kerosene lamps, shared dreams, and walked home through dusty village paths, talking about the future. "One day, Somto, we will leave Amauri and become successful," Ikena would often say. Somto would smile and reply, "Just promise me you won't forget me." Ikena would answer firmly, "Never." When life took different paths. After years of hard work, they sat for their WAEC exams and passed well. But life had different plans for them. Ikena gained admission into the University of Lagos to study business administration. His parents struggled, selling property and borrowing money, to support his education, believing it was the key to a better future. Somto, however, had no such opportunity. There was no money for university. He remained in Amauri, helping his mother with her akara business. But the income was too small to sustain them. Soon, an opportunity came for him to travel to Aba to learn shoemaking. With hope mixed with fear, he left Amauri, the village of his childhood and friendship. The harsh reality of Aba. Aba was tough and unforgiving. Somto became an apprentice under a strict master. He woke up early, swept the workshop, ran errands, and worked tirelessly to learn the craft. Mistakes were punished and comfort was rare. Many nights, he went to bed hungry. Many times, he felt like giving up. But he remembered Ikena's words, "One day, we will make it." And so, he endured. Ikena's rise in Lagos. In Lagos, Ikena also faced struggles. University life was expensive, and his parents could not always meet his needs. Determined to survive, he started a small business selling phone accessories to fellow students. Slowly, his hustle began to pay off. By his third year, he was supplying goods to shops in Computer Village. He built connections, learned the business, and grew steadily. After graduation, instead of searching for a job, Ikena expanded his business. He ventured into electronics importation, took bold risks, and worked relentlessly. Years passed and his efforts paid off. He became wealthy. He bought cars, built a beautiful home for his parents, and became a respected businessman. But in the midst of his success, life became busy, and his communication with Somto faded away. Somto's struggles. Back in Aba, Somto finally completed his apprenticeship and started his own small shoe business. He was talented and hardworking, but the market was competitive. Just as things began to improve slightly, tragedy struck. His mother fell seriously ill. The woman who had sacrificed everything for him now lay weak in the hospital. Bills piled up quickly. Somto sold his tools, borrowed money, and struggled endlessly, but it was not enough. One evening, sitting outside his shop in deep frustration, a thought came to him. Ikena, his childhood friend, but doubt filled his heart. Would he remember me? Would he help me? For days, he hesitated. They journeyed to Lagos. Finally, driven by desperation and love for his mother, Somto borrowed money and traveled to Lagos. The city overwhelmed him, the noise, the speed, the tall buildings. After much effort, he found Ikena's office. It was a magnificent building. Somto stood outside, looking at himself, his simple clothes, worn slippers, and felt out of place. He almost turned back. But then he remembered his mother. Gathering courage, he walked in. The reunion. At the reception, he asked to see Ikena. When his name was mentioned, something stirred in Ikena. Send him in, he said. As the door opened and their eyes met, time seemed to pause. Ikena, Somto said softly. Somto, Ikena replied, standing up in shock. Then, without hesitation, Ikena rushed forward and embraced him tightly. My brother, where have you been? Tears filled Somto's eyes. All his fears vanished in that moment. A true friend. After hearing Somto's story, Ikena was deeply moved. Why didn't you come earlier? He asked. Immediately, he paid all the hospital bills and ensured Somto's mother received proper treatment. But he didn't stop there. He gave Somto enough money to rebuild his business and connected him with buyers in Lagos. He even helped him set up a better workshop. Within months, Somto's business began to grow. Orders came in from different cities, and his shoes became known for their quality. For the first time in his life, Somto experienced real stability. Back where it all began. A year later, both friends returned to Amauri. The village welcomed them warmly. They walked through the same dusty roads, stood under the same big tree, and remembered their childhood. You see, Ikena said with a smile. We made it. Somto nodded. And we didn't forget each other. Final reflection. Their story became an inspiration in Amauri. Young people learned that success can come through different paths, education or skill, but what truly matters is loyalty, kindness, and remembering those who stood by you. Moral lesson. True friendship stands the test of time, distance, and success. Never forget those who were there for you when you had nothing, and never be afraid to seek help when you need it.